Jah Cure, born Cicature Alcock in Hanover Parish, Jamaica, is a well-known reggae artist whose career has been deeply intertwined with his legal troubles. Emerging in the late 1990s, he quickly gained attention in the Jamaican music scene, particularly after collaborating with popular artist Sizzla on the hit single King in This Jungle. Produced by Beres Hammond, the song helped establish Jah Cure as a rising star in roots reggae. His vocal talent and conscious lyrics earned him a growing fan base, both locally and internationally. However, his ascent was abruptly interrupted in November 1998 when he was arrested near Montego Bay. The charges were severe: illegal possession of a firearm, rape, and robbery with aggravation. The incident shocked many in the Jamaican music community, especially considering how rapidly his career was taking off. He was soon brought before the Jamaican Gun Court, a special division of the court system designed to deal swiftly with crimes involving firearms. In April 1999, Jah Cure was convicted on all charges and sentenced to 15 years in prison. This conviction marked a dramatic turning point in his life and career. Many fans were disillusioned, while others chose to support him, maintaining his innocence and launching a Free Jah Cure movement that gained traction both in Jamaica and abroad. The severity of the crime, particularly the rape charge, made it a polarizing case among the public. While in prison, Jah Cure continued to record music, an unusual development that added to his controversial image. Thanks to a rehabilitation initiative in the prison system, he had access to a digital recording studio. He released multiple albums during his incarceration, including Free Jah Cure, Ghetto Life, and Freedom Blues. These works contained messages of love, struggle, and redemption, themes that resonated with his supporters and helped him retain a degree of musical relevance. Despite being behind bars, Jah Cure's music began climbing charts across Europe and the Caribbean. His songs became staples on reggae radio and were widely circulated among fans. The contradiction between his artistic output and criminal conviction caused much debate in the music industry and among listeners. Some saw him as a symbol of redemption and personal growth, while others criticized the industry for seemingly excusing his past behavior. After serving 8 years, Jah Cure was released on parole on July 28, 2007. His release was met with mixed reactions. Some celebrated it as the return of a reggae prophet, while others, particularly women's rights activists, condemned the hero's welcome given to a man convicted of rape. Regardless of the controversy, he resumed his musical career almost immediately, releasing True Reflections, A New Beginning, within days of gaining his freedom. That album, filled with introspective lyrics and messages of transformation, only heightened the debates around him. His performance at Reggae Sundance in the Netherlands was symbolic. It was his first major performance as a free man and served to relaunch his international career. But the question lingered: had Jah Cure truly changed, or was the industry too quick to forgive? Despite his efforts to rebrand himself, Jah Cure continued to face run-ins with the law. In 2011, he was arrested in Trinidad and Tobago after failing to show up for a scheduled performance despite receiving payment. Although the issue was settled without formal prosecution, it raised concerns about his professionalism and trustworthiness. Later incidents would continue to feed that narrative. In 2015, he was granted a firearm license by the Jamaican Firearm Licensing Authority, even though it had initially been denied due to his criminal record. This move sparked public outcry, especially considering his conviction for illegal possession of a weapon years earlier. The license was eventually revoked after the public backlash and media scrutiny intensified. Later that year, Jah Cure was pulled over by police in St. Andrew during a spot check, and a small quantity of marijuana was found in his vehicle. Although this did not lead to a major legal battle, it again placed him in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. These recurring brushes with the law cast a long shadow over his attempts at rehabilitation and redemption. Another notable incident occurred in the Bahamas in 2016, when Jah Cure was involved in a physical altercation at the Atlantis resort. He was charged with fighting in a public place, although the charge was dropped the following day. Once more, the pattern of legal trouble followed him, raising questions about his ability to stay out of conflict and controversy. Then, in October 2021, Jah Cure's legal troubles escalated dramatically when he was arrested in Amsterdam. Reports stated that he stabbed a concert promoter, Ricardo Papa Blake, during a dispute over unpaid performance fees. The altercation occurred in broad daylight in Dam Square, one of Amsterdam's busiest public spaces. The attack shocked fans and the reggae community. Dutch authorities charged Jah Cure with attempted murder, attempted manslaughter, and aggravated assault. He was held in custody while the case moved through the court system. His defense team argued that he acted in self-defense, claiming that the promoter had threatened him. The prosecution, however, argued that the stabbing was intentional and unjustified. In March 2022, the Amsterdam court found Jah Cure guilty of attempted manslaughter and sentenced him to 6 years in prison. The court rejected his claim of self-defense, stating that the evidence showed premeditation and aggression. Although he was acquitted of attempted murder, the ruling represented another major fall from grace for the artist. This conviction had serious implications not only for Jah Cure personally, but also for his career. He was held at a Dutch detention center, with no certainty about when or if he would be allowed to return to touring and recording. His legal team filed for an appeal, and the case was set to be reviewed again in higher courts. As of late 2022, he remained incarcerated in the Netherlands. Judges required him to appear every 90 days for review hearings. The Dutch legal system is meticulous and measured, meaning his case would be handled slowly and with great scrutiny. During this time, media outlets in Jamaica and Europe followed the story closely. Online discussions, particularly on Reddit and reggae forums, revealed a divided public. While some fans maintained that his music was bigger than his personal flaws, others questioned why the reggae industry continued to embrace someone with such a history of violence and criminal conduct. The debates mirrored earlier controversies following his 1999 conviction. Some commenters argued that Jah Cure had not learned from his past mistakes. They pointed out that his initial conviction should have been a wake-up call, and his continued behavior demonstrated a lack of growth or accountability. Others lamented the loss of musical potential, noting that few reggae artists had reached his level of vocal prowess. Industry insiders also weighed in. While many promoters and producers acknowledged his talent, they expressed frustration with his volatility and unpredictability. Booking Jah Cure became a risk, both legally and financially. This made it increasingly difficult for him to maintain the international presence he once had. Despite these setbacks, Jah Cure's fans still clung to hope for redemption. His earlier albums remained beloved, and some believed he still had more to offer creatively. His songs, full of emotional depth and lyrical complexity, had touched many lives. But the ongoing criminal behavior could not be ignored. Jah Cure's story is a cautionary tale in the music industry. It illustrates how talent alone is not enough to sustain a lasting legacy. Personal conduct, accountability, and a genuine commitment to change are equally important. Without these, even the brightest stars can fade in disgrace. The dichotomy of Jah Cure's life, brilliant artistry marred by criminal behavior, has become a case study in how public figures navigate fame, failure, and forgiveness. While some view him as a misunderstood soul trying to find his way, others see a repeat offender shielded by celebrity and fan loyalty. In the broader cultural context, Jah Cure's journey also raises questions about how Jamaican society and the global reggae community respond to violence, especially against women. His initial rape conviction continues to spark fierce debate about justice, redemption, and whether talent should ever overshadow truth. Even if his legal appeals are successful, the stain on his reputation will not easily fade. While he may return to music one day, he will do so with a legacy that is complicated, divisive, and deeply rooted in controversy. Fans, critics, and future collaborators will all have to grapple with the full story. Jah Cure remains a reminder that fame does not erase responsibility. His case exemplifies the long-term consequences of choices made in youth and the challenge of true personal transformation. For many, his music will always carry the weight of his past. His career arc, from breakout star to convicted felon, from prison recordings to festival headliner, and then back behind bars, is a rare and troubling one. It speaks to the complexities of human nature and the painful intersections of art, crime, and accountability. As of now, Jah Cure's future remains uncertain. Whether he will emerge once again to reclaim his place in reggae or fade into obscurity depends largely on the choices he makes moving forward. But his criminal history, well documented in public, will forever shadow any potential comeback.